Red Devils, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was either glass half full or glass half empty. That was how divided the fan base was when Ole was at the wheel. Now it's fully empty with him gone after another chastening defeat at Watford. It was a high-scoring 2 days of football, as you can see from these results, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's sacking overshadowed everything, including Arsenal's 4-0 loss at Liverpool. A nouveau-rich Newcastle are still winless after 12 games. Now, let's speak to a devil. So Kavin, tell me, are you relieved Ole is gone?
Yes, I am relieved, but I'm also sad because I want to see Ole kind of succeed in the club, because he's a fan as well, and he's a club legend, and we wanted to see that happen, but unfortunately it didn't. I'm relieved that it's 4 weeks too late, but at least it happened.
You compare managers as well. Ole spent about 441 million and did not get the results that were supposed to be.
When Van Gaal and Mourinho were there, it almost felt like we didn't want to watch United anymore because it was boring. It was, the DNA was not there. The way we play the wings, with the attacking, counter-attacking football, that was just not there. When Ole came in, what he did was he changed the club. We were excited again. He gave us tremendous highs. There were lows, yes. When he was low, but when he was high, and it was, that's what we live for in a football club. That's what we want to watch as a fan. And yeah, I mean, the results have not been great, and I get it, I understand it, and it's right that he left the club for the sake of the club and for the sake of himself.
Yeah, but you got to think about all those heavy defeats as well. Last season against Tottenham Hotspur, this season against Liverpool, and especially Watford. Eizwan, who's tailor-made for the Old Trafford hot seat?
Zidane, he didn't take a lot of time in Real Madrid to make a huge impact. They won 3 back-to-back UCL titles, and especially when you've got Ronaldo and Varane in the team. I actually heard a lot of fans, United fans, saying that Pochettino, and some of them, they don't want Pochettino. And Kevin, I don't know about you, but I think because I'm an Arsenal fan, right? So I watch the game every time Arsenal go to White Hart Lane. I get scared,
Well, even Anfield, when you go to Anfield, you're scared, no?
Well, I mean, dude, Anfield is horrible. It's for Anfield for any team even. It's horrible. It's just the atmosphere they bring out. And Arsenal, we've not had a good record at Anfield, but for United, there's really just Pochettino, and another person that people may overlook is Ten Hag. He's the Ajax manager, right? He's won 2 titles with them, and they reached the semis with that team. Now imagine what he can do with United's current team. As an Arsenal fan, we're kind of baffled in a way where you had the opportunity to sign Conte, who is a defensive masterclass, and you would think Ole would go when they lost at home at Liverpool, at Old Trafford against Liverpool, and at home against City. You think, as a big club as United, right? You think either one of those games he would get, he would resign by that time. But no. Apparently it was the Watford game, which leaves Conte out of. I mean, Conte didn't want the Spurs job. We knew that, but Spurs offered him power, a lot of control. It enticed Conte, so Conte did went to Spurs. But I think the right fit right now for United would be either Pochettino or Ten Hag.
Zidane, for me, he doesn't want the job, right? If you don't want the job, fine, move on. Like, go. It's okay. I know Pochettino did PSG, and he won the League 1. But here's the thing: a plank of wood nailed to the bench would do the same job, right? It's PSG. Like, how easy is that league? When you got unlimited money in a league where it's easy, yeah, I can do that job. In the Premier League, he has won 0 trophies, same as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and that comparison might be too much for him. Erik Ten Hag, on the other hand, it's a different horse altogether. Yes, also the same problems with the comparisons with Ole, where he comes from a lower league. He's won the league, yes, but also Ajax is a big club in a small league. It's also FIFA on easy, I guess. But when it comes, but the thing is, you can see the way he plays, the tactical know-how, and also the patterns of play that he brings to the club, and how he develops players, which is what would be invaluable to Manchester United as well, especially with the players that we have. We need to develop them further, because that's the only thing that I think the only step that Ole kind of failed in a little bit. So yeah, for me, Ten Hag would be, you know, in front, then Pochettino as well.
Would he be the ideal manager?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but here's the thing. This is why I think the board has come out and said that, look, we'll get a caretaker, we'll get an interim, then we'll get a manager. Look, and I'm happy that by the end of the season, maybe the possibility of getting Ten Hag is much higher. The possibility of getting Pochettino is much higher as well, because these managers are not just going to leave the club and say, oh no, I'm out, I'm just going to go to Manchester United.
When Ole was booed at Vicarage Road, we saw Bruno Fernandes stand up for him and point towards the players as a reason for the loss. Has he got a point?
Yes, 100%. He does have a point. I mean, the players look. I mean, I don't. It's a great mystery, right? How these players who played really well in the second half of last season and the second half of the previous season, they did really well. Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, great for England in the Euros, and again, okay, let's not talk about Albania and the other smaller teams, but they did really well in the Euros, and then they came back, and then it's just yeah. And then we have Fred, who plays really well in the Brazil team.
If suddenly Conte comes in United now, the first signing would be a new wingbacks, like wingbacks. That would be the new signings.
Yes.
And United right now, they don't have quality wingback. Yeah, you have Luke Shaw, who's been performing really well from the attacking front. Wan-Bissaka, inconsistent. He's inconsistent. He can have great games and low ball games, but that's the thing. I think the thing that United needs most is consistency, and that's where someone like Conte, someone like Mourinho. That's why, even though they played boring football, and I agree with you, it's boring. I hated watching United games when Mourinho was in charge, but even though it was boring football, they did come with a trophy. They did come back with a
Yes.
trophy.
No, I
And
agree,
that,
but
yeah.
I don't think Manchester United's board would be in the sense they don't want a touch and go manager. They don't want a manager that comes in, wins trophies, and leaves. That's not what they want.
Harry Maguire's performances have been pathetic, and against Watford, he got himself sent off for a silly challenge. Should the new manager take the armband off him?
It's not working right now. That's the problem. Taking the armband off can do one of two things. Can light a fire in him, or it can diminish that fire. It's one of two ways. Look, we don't know Harry Maguire personally. We don't know how he works. But I believe that at the minimum, he needs to be dropped. So does a few players in that team, including Bruno Fernandes, who needs to be dropped. I'm not saying take them out of the team completely and put them in the reserves. I'm just saying that, look, give them a rest, give them a break, give them time to kind of work things out and come back stronger than ever.
Yeah, actually, I disagree. Maguire should stay captain for United forever. He's a club legend. I love him. I mean, if you're a captain, if you're a club captain, especially, this is actually somehow I felt like this was similar to Arsenal's Xhaka situation. I don't know if you remember. Yeah, he had a red card. He was captain, and then he was ear cupping to the fans. He was ear cupping to the fans. And Maguire is similar but a bit different. But I think taking the armband of Xhaka during Arsenal's time, it relieved a lot of stress from him. You might think it would either demotivate him or put a fire to him, but I think taking the armband off him would release a lot of pressure that he has. As you imagine coming into a big club like United, right? United is probably, I hate saying this, but they're probably the biggest team in the world. You've got a big a big fan base. People are constantly trying to get you, and Maguire is target number one. And that's the thing. If you release him off that pressure, I think he will be terrific. Because Shaka, ever since he wasn't captain, I'm starting to miss him on the pitch. Like, you can feel Shaka's not there on the pitch. But before this, we just wanted him to get a red card, just like you guys did against Watford. But yeah, I think Maguire should be stripped of the captaincy.
So there you have it. Mauricio Pochettino, Erik ten Hag, and Zinedine Zidane. 3 names favoured for the Old Trafford hot seat. We will see in due course who gets the job. Big game on the weekend, but will Manchester United have a new man in the dugout at Stamford Bridge on Sunday? We shall see.
Telefon baru percuma untuk semua. Pilih mana satu anda suka tanpa perlu kelulusan atau pendahuluan. Padankan dengan pelan pascabayar tanpa had terbaik kami.